The Tube's biggest problem is its age. It's the oldest underground network in the world, an international icon. It even has its own museum. Many of the signals, tracks and safety systems in operation today date back to just after the Second World War. And yet, 3 million passengers entrust their lives to this system every day.
The Tube was created in 1863. The first station opened. Then the first deep-level tube stations opened in 1890. I mean, it was well ahead of its time.
It's so old, it has even developed its own ecology.
There's a type of mosquito which evolved in the Tube, which doesn't exist anywhere else on Earth.
There's also a rat down there which has become resistant to all known rat poisons.
London Underground has entered the realm of folk memory.
Countless people sheltered in the tube stations during the war in order to avoid the bombs of the Blitz. People loved it. The problem is that now we're still working on the same systems that we were working on then, and they don't work anymore. It's too old. It needs modernisation.
Modernisation costs huge amounts of new money, which politicians have so far failed to pay out. London Underground openly admits it.
It's a huge problem, and it's been there for many years. We've built up a large backlog of maintenance, and then a desperate need to invest at very high levels to modernise the Underground in an appropriate way, with assets that are declining in quality and therefore in reliability.
London Underground is open about the fact that it faces serious problems, but when we asked for permission to film on the Tube to record those problems, we were told yes, but just for 1 hour and only at one station, and oh, not in rush hour. But they did send us some nice officially approved pictures like these. So we decided to film anyway, without permission.
Great Blue Line services are suspended between Piccadilly Circus and Paddington.
I'm a Tube user myself, and the number of cancellations and delays is frankly getting beyond a joke.
I'm at Victoria, having sat on the tunnel for half an hour, 20 minutes of which was in pitch black. There were muttered excuses about signal failures, but to be quite honest, this is absolutely unacceptable and unforgivable, considering the fact that I've spent £4.50 on a ticket for the privilege.
When Labour came into power in 1997, the Tube was underfunded by £1.2 billion. They promised to make up the shortfall and much more besides. But there's a huge contrast between that promise and what they've delivered so far.
Improve the services, higher reliability.
Track and signal failures have increased by 1/3 in the past 12 months.
Refurbished stations, improved trains, upgraded signalling, faster journey times.
There have been 15,000 train breakdowns this year alone, and peak period cancellations have increased by 43% in 2 years.
To modernise the Underground, to safeguard its commitment to the public interest.
Labour has invested less in the Tube network than the last Tory government, around £400 million less a year than is actually needed to upgrade it.
And to guarantee value for money to the taxpayers and the passengers.
Delays on the Tube are costing passengers £500 million a week in lost time. The Minister for London says he shares their frustrations.
The Underground is not an adequate system. It's been chronically underfunded for years and years and years, and we are now putting in place a long-term investment plan which will guarantee real improvements.
But it's more than 4 years since Labour came into power, and we're still waiting. We set out to discover why.